Hello, witches! Grab your goat. Draw a salt circle around wherever you are sitting right now because it is time for the Witches Movie Coven. Yes, witches, real witches, talking about witches, not always real, in movies. My name is Patti Negri. I am one of your hosts. You might know me from The Witching Hour, Ghost Adventures, Portals to Hell, Bathroom Walls Across America. But let me introduce you to some of my co hosts as well. Let's start out with the mustached Richard-Lael.
Hello, that would be me. I am Richard-Lael, one word, one name. If I were just Richard, I'd be a. That's right. I am known as the gentleman psychic. I'm a psychic and a medium. Used to be a psychic and a small till I gained some weight. However, unlike other mediums, other psychics who are all doom and gloom or love and light, I am a happy medium. That being said, you may find me from Ghost Adventures to University of Magicus to readings here in my parlor here in New Orleans. I am really easy to find. And also, if you want to join the coven, you can go right over here to this QR code right over here. This will take you to a space where you can sleep with me if you want to. You could actually get my pillow and you could sleep with me there. You used to be able to get into Patty's panties. Those are going to be on hold for a little while. So, you'll have to check back in with that, but you can get I Didn't Mind It, you can get Bro Witch, you can get books, you can get Black Phillip, you can get quotes by Courtney, all right over there at mysterycontrol.com.
And you should. Thank you very much. Let's move over to the lovely Courtney Buckley.
That's me, Courtney Buckley, ghost bait on Scared and Alone, working my way up to the highest ranks of the Witch Mafia, and my newest tagline title, Operator of the Meat Grinder. So happy birthday, Scarlet. I'm so excited that we get to celebrate you today, and I can't wait to get this show on the road.
Thank you very much. And speaking of birthdays and speaking of Scarlet, our regular guest, almost regular because she has a goat, Scarlet Amaris. Welcome and happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Scarlet Amaris. I am a screenwriter and a music video director. I'm also a mythologist, and I'm thrilled to be here. And it's my birthday. Yay.
Thank you very much. And we have a first-time guest, also an amazing person, the one and only Adria Lang. Adria, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Adria. I'm a television writer and a producer. I've worked on such shows as Sons of Anarchy, Berlin Station, You, American Gods, Dexter Trinity, which hopefully will air at some point. And I'm currently on Invincible. So if you like any of those shows, check them out. I also work with Scarlet. We're co-developing a project. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I love movies. I'm also a filmmaker. I made a short that is up on Dust. If you guys know Dust, the sci-fi curated YouTube channel, and it's called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division, award-winning short film starring Jessica Nicole and Neil Napier. If you want to check it out. And that's me.
Thank you so much. Jason and Heather have better things to do today, so we will not see them. They're off being fabulous in the wilds of somewhere right now doing pagan parties of some sort. But we have a movie and we can carry through without them. This week's movie is called A Dark Song. It's from 2016. It is a UK Wales film. Hopefully you guys all watched it. I watched it last night. Yeah, I most certainly did. And hopefully you all did. But just in case you didn't watch it, Richard-Lael, do you have an unbiased synopsis of this?
I do have an unbiased synopsis, and you might actually be surprised with how cohesive it is. It's going to be rather informative, this one.
What?
I know. That is my plan. Who knows? Maybe I'll go off the rails on a crazy train. However, before we get into the actual crux of the movie, I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about some of the things that inspire the movie. The characters are Sophia and Solomon. The goddess Sophia is the goddess of wisdom. According to legend, she gave birth to the demiurge, which later became Adonai, Yahweh, who believed he was the only God and could not see his mother. Solomon, of course, King Solomon, who built the temple and commanded the demons. So this is how the movie goes. Sophia, a grieving mother, has hired a man off of Craigslist to do the Abramelin ritual, which is a 15th century magician rite. It is one of purification and meditation. It is Solomonic in nature. Aleister Crowley tried this one and failed because he got bored. However, it is a rite that is practiced in one form or another by priests, by monks, by many different people in many different faiths. The purpose of the Abramelin ritual is to be in contact with your guardian angel. It is a long and arduous process in which one must take between 6 and 18 months of being chaste, of being pure, of daily meditations and prayers. And she has accomplished her 6 months before hiring Solomon off of Craigslist. And she drives way up north in Wales in a lovely, old, charming, remote mansion in the Welsh countryside. And he goes through the ritual plans with her. And meanwhile, he introduces things that are not part of the Abramelin ritual, such as SA and sort of baptizing her by drowning her in a bathtub, which does not exist in the rite. That being said, she does go through with it because her intention is that she actually wishes to speak with her son, and she wants to bring his killers to the heel. And she wants to do so by using this 15th century magic ritual. Unfortunately, Solomon finds out that her motive was not for enlightenment and to find the guardian angel, but rather, again, to find vengeance. And he makes the statement that she makes the statement that he wouldn't have done it otherwise. And he disagreed and said, you are the focus. So fight ensues. He falls against a knife. He takes it as a sign that it is working. She begins to hear voices of demons that are masquerading sometimes as her son, begging to be let in. She refuses to let him in because she is not yet ready for the rite. Solomon dies. She tries to leave before the ritual is completed. She ends up by taking a long and winding road that leads back to her door. And she, in the process, loses her ring finger, in which she enters there were demons that try to plague and attack her, though in the rite, I have to say, the ritual has the demons actually at the end and are controlled by the angel, but this is not the way that it is in the movie. The demons come first. There are 4 demons, and it's supposed to be the 4 guards of hell. And then she finally finds her guardian angel. And the guardian angel mutters things. He's mute. And she instead asks that she can bring healing and forgiveness, and then she can leave. And that was the film.
Thank you. That was indeed your most detailed synopsis ever. Thank you. That is beautiful. Now, usually we would hand this over to Heather for 5 things, but I hear there might be a rumor that Scarlet came up with some 5 things, extra things we need to know about this film.
Okay, let me get my notes in order here to put the glasses on.
Heather, but that's okay.
Huh?
You should have a scarf on whenever you're Heather.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Next time I will remember. Okay. So this is a 2016 Irish-British independent horror film that was written and directed by Liam Gavin. It stars Steve Aram, who is Mr. Solomon, who I remember best from Ben Wheatley's Viciously Funny Sightseers, which if you haven't seen it, I love that film. He's also in A Mighty Bosch, and he's in The World's End, an Edgar Wright film that I like a lot too. So he's got, some indie horror acting chops. And then Catherine Walker, who is Sophia. She's mainly done Irish and British television, but she was in Netflix's Cursed. She was in King Arthur. And weirdly, she played Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of Vogue in Ridley Scott's House of Gucci. So maybe we recognize her from there. And this is something that Richard touched upon too, but the ritual that they're doing is based off of the Book of Abramelin, also known as the Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage, which was translated by S.L. McGregor Mathers for the Golden Dawn. The book is a system of Kabbalistic magic. It's long, it's tough, and the end result is to reach one's holy guardian angel, or the HGA. The ritual lasts 6 to 18 months. It uses talismans. It uses magic squares. There's also another version that Crowley put together, which was the Bornless ritual. And that's another way to contact the HGA. And Liam said that was also another influence on this. And that takes its magic from the PGM, or the Greek magical papyri. It's also a conglomeration of Greek and ancient Egyptian magic, Hermetic, Gnostic, and early Christian influences. I think something that's super interesting about this film is that Liam is not an occultist. He knows nothing about the occult. He had this idea. He's actually an atheist who now has moved more toward Catholicism. But he had this idea, like, I've been through this conversation so many times where they're like, hey, can you give us 2 characters in one house? Like, we want to shoot this for this amount of money. Can you give us the script? And he had this idea about grief and redemption set in a magical ritual within a house. And he wanted it to be claustrophobic, and he wanted it to be tense. But if you look really closely, no real magic is ever portrayed on the screen. They always are either just going into rituals or just coming out of them. And that was a very specific choice that he made. The interiors were all shot at a house that was part of a housing estate in Ireland. And the reason that you never see anything out of the windows is because there were like bus stops and traffic. So they did a very good job with that because it feels so isolated. And then the exteriors were shot in Wales. And they said that while they were, even though they're not doing the actual Abramelin ritual, they're doing elements of it, and that they had many kind of paranormal and supernatural things that happened on set when they were filming in the interiors. And that even though it was a super warm time of the year, when they were doing certain scenes, that the temperature would drop so much that they could see their breath inside, and there would be weird knocks and whatever else, and people, like the actors, would get really, and the crew would get super creeped out. The film premiered in Ireland, then it played Fantastic Fest, it played the BFI in London, it played Boston Underground Film Festival, and it was very, very well received by both the film and the occult community. And it cracks me up because even to this day, like, I'll be on podcasts with occult bros, and this is the movie that they love to quote from. And I just love to be the one to tell them, like, yeah, the guy who wrote and directed it knows nothing about the occult. Like, he just did his research is what he did. But like, you're quoting fiction. But I personally really like this film. I think that it's incredibly claustrophobic. It's not perfect. But it's super interesting for what it is, and it doesn't get a lot of love. So thank you, happy birthday, thank you. I love the birthday greetings.
Yeah.
And those are all the things that I have for you. Those are my 5 things.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Courtney, you look like you want to start.
Sure. I had not seen this movie until today. I'd only heard about it, I feel like, on like Reddit threads and like TikTok comment sections of like people asking for witchy horror movies or anything like that. So I was very intrigued to watch it. I feel like with my portion of the podcast being quotes, I didn't have a lot of material to work with. However, what I will say is that I was very intrigued, and I feel like I haven't seen many movies that have done something like this, where not just that there are 2 characters in a house, but it's the fact that it's the whole entire movie is the ritual, and there's not anything really outside of them doing that. I actually really liked that, because that sometimes is what it feels like. You're stuck in there and you're trying to do it, and things aren't happening or progressing as quickly as you'd like them to, so you have to keep going. And that felt very, very real to me. I mean, obviously not like necessarily how they were doing it or what they were doing, but that concept of it to me felt really real. And I didn't really think it was scary. It was interesting to look at. It didn't scare me at all, but also I feel like I don't know if I didn't get it, or if the payoff at the end wasn't what I wanted it to be. So it just kind of lost me a little bit at the end. Like, I understand the concept of it, but for all that, like, get your revenge, girl. Like, I just, as a mother, if that had happened to my kid, I would not be asking to forgive anybody. I would be lighting the world on fire. So I feel like that part spoke to me the whole way through until the end. And it was just like, okay, like, then why that guy died? Like, why are we doing this? And I get it, but that's not me. So that part didn't sit super well. But overall, I wish that I had my I didn't mind it shirt.
That's funny. It did scare me. I bought right into it. The grief, the claustrophobia, the things of all the scary and not scary and movies we've done. This one had me just engrossed in it, sitting right here by the thing. The tensions, it's all about the relationships. What's this guy going to do next? What's she going to do next? So it just worked on me. Even the end, it was like, oh, okay, that's okay. I probably missed a couple things in it. I'm sure I did. If I watched it again, I would, I think I missed that. But I was really impressed. Just the slowness, steadiness. I never got bored with it, because I think the performances were just amazing. I don't know or recognize the actors because I'm the least movie person here, but I think what they did with the characters and the parts was just kind of brilliant. So I'm in.
I also just want to jump back in real quick and say that a lot of times I come on here and like my guidepost for how much I enjoyed a movie is how well my ADHD tolerated it, and how many minutes into it I'm checking to see, whether or not I'm halfway through the movie. And I will say that the first time I checked what time I was at in this movie was about 45 minutes into it. And I was surprised that it had already been 45 minutes. And then I got excited because how are they going to wrap this up in 45 minutes? So I will give it that. It stood the test of time for my ADHD. So that's definitely worth more than a little.
Good. Richard-Lael.
I hated every second of this film. I hated it, excepting for I would have been perfectly fine to have lived in that house in Wales. It would have been nice. It would have had my furniture, but I would have been perfectly happy to have found myself living that far away in the middle of nowhere in a grand Victorian house. I mean, that was for me the most entertaining part. I did not like it because I felt like that it did a disservice to the Abramelin ritual. I feel like that, imagine, for instance, that it would have had taken so much wrong if it were a Catholic faith or if it were a Buddhist faith or a Hindu faith. This is a most sacred rite. And it was wrong. All of it was wrong. And I didn't enjoy it. I did not like Solomon in the least. I thought that he was repugnant. It made me sick the entire time. Call me sir. How about no? And also I think that she went into it looking for revenge. And sometimes revenge is holy too. Sometimes it's okay to be angry. Sometimes it's okay to not forgive people who wronged you. I'm not a Christian. I don't have to forgive people. If people are not nice to me, goodbye, good riddance. I don't need to forgive them. I may not seek vengeance, but that's not my path. But I also don't have to forgive them. And I just thought that was a little deflating. Though the acting was beautiful, the claustrophobia was beautiful, the home was beautiful, the setting was beautiful. The angel was CGI and looked like a cartoon, and I hated every second of the angel.
Everybody does.
And she says, "You are so beautiful. You are so beautiful." And the angel says, I didn't like it. I'm sorry, Scarlet. I didn't
That's
like
okay.
it.
That's no, that we're not supposed to agree. Have we ever agreed? Rarely. Yeah, I do think the demons were a little zombie-like. I almost thought it was going to turn into a zombie movie at one point. They just had too many characteristics and traits of what I see as zombies.
That's true. In the rite, the demons are supposed to come after the appearance of the angel because they are now in control. King Solomon had allegedly done this ritual and had commanded the demons after he met the angel. So the demons are supposed to come after. They're not supposed to be haunting her and whispering and scratching through the door. They're just not.
Oh, thank you. Adria.
Do you guys ever see that episode of Family Guy where Stewie and Brian get stuck in the bank vault? Yeah. That's just to say, I love a two-hander, right? Anytime you can put two characters in a room and just let them go is like one of my favorite things. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's for people, but it's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and the way that a relationship can erode over time. And for me, Richard-Lael, I totally understand this is something that's like it's a religion. It's something that you see as a sacred thing that was done poorly. And I totally get that. For me, I'm coming to it a little bit more from the film construction of it. Like, how does this work as a film of maybe somebody that doesn't, have such a personal connection to the subject matter and is just going in as like, does it work as a movie? And I think the answer is, yeah. I liked it. I thought it was a really interesting premise. I guess I just sort of feel that if you put two really flawed people in a room together, in a house together for 6 to 8 to 10 months, however long they were there, it would stop being quite so structured or something. Like, they both felt like she was playing like, I'm the stoic grieving mother, and he was playing, I'm the dick asshole cockney, you're high, and it kind of just felt like their characters, there was one point where he says that he had a dream about buying a scooter, and they have a laugh about it. And for me, that was the most true moment in the whole film between these two human beings, even the essay bit, it was yeah, would he do that? Who cares? Maybe not. feel extraneous, yeah. But like, I kind of wanted to see just a little bit more character development of these humans. I mean, right before he dies, he says, "I really miss my sister." I mean, a guy like that, come on, you guys know that he would have been going on about that after week 1, you know? Like, I'm thinking of some of like the male witches I know, and like, come on, like they're gonna tell you their entire life story and like go on ad nauseum. You know, you're gonna know everything about. She would know everything about him. I think she would break down a little bit. He would break down a little bit, and even the ritual. Like, I just was very aware of like her costume. She was always kind of in jeans and these shirts. Like, put her in a robe or something. Make it feel a little bit more. And you know, when he's saying to her, like, okay, you're gonna stay in the square for 2 days. And then it was like, ooh, that's gonna get weird. And then she's like in the kitchen having a cup of tea. I'm like, where is the breakdown of her psyche? Like, completely. Like, where is her like cursing and, you know, and losing her mind? Like, I wanted the insanity to come in a little bit more and the humanity to come a little bit more through these characters. Like, you know, I almost wish like Lars von Trier made this movie, you know, or something like that, or even Wheatley, you know, like something that just like has more of a mastery of character and the ability to like to dive in and go to crazy town. You know what I mean? So that was kind of my thought. But again, I will, you know, agree with the rest of you guys. It was beautiful. It was fun. You know, I didn't mind the angel at the end. I thought it was kind of cool that it was so big. You know, that's how I picture the holy and guardian angel. It was like, oh, it's kind of, I don't know. But like, I enjoyed it. I did. And two-handers, yeah, for the win. Cheap to make.
I will say,
love them.
Adria, about two-handers, my favorite two-hander is classic. It's Sleuth with Sir Michael Caine, and I can't remember who played the old one. Then it was redone with Jude Law and Sir Michael Caine, but the role was reversed at that point.
Wow.
Sleuth is so good. The original 70, I think it was 73. If you get a chance to watch Sleuth, it was... That's a good two-hander.
Another one is a really deep cut. It's a very, very like back of the list Peter Sellers movie called Hoffman, and it's him and a young woman, and he basically says, I know that you're, I forget what it is. He has a secret of hers, and he says, if you spend the weekend with me, I won't tell your husband that you're doing whatever. And it's just the two of them, and like, you're like, is he gonna like try something or not? He's a lot older than her, but it's like it's great tension, and it's in one apartment, you know. So they are amazing if you could do them right, and I think this one got close.
Thank you. Scarlet.
Yeah. No, I agree with everyone. You know, one thing I will say for this film, and something that I'm always looking at is the art design on this is perfection. Like, the lighting is perfection. The art, you know, like, it is designed within an inch of its life, always. And I think that that's really incredibly beautiful. Something that I really liked about the magic, and something that Courtney touched upon, was the fact that it isn't always like things exploding and whatever else. Sometimes it's a lot of just continuous kind of busy work that you are a little bit like, is this working? Is this not working? And going to something that Adria said, that, yeah, you know, it would have been nice to see better character development in the characters. Like, yeah, you have to be in the square for 2 days, and yet her muscles aren't shaking. She's, you know what I'm saying? She's not like almost falling out of it. Like, there's a lot more that they could have done with it, but I think that this was maybe his first or second feature, you know, and not on a very big budget either. And so I think a lot of that, and he's a storyboard artist as well, so I think a lot of that went really to the look of it. And they did a great job with it. They really did. And I kind of like the sparseness and the almost like very basic kind of almost existential feel of how long that goes on for. Could it have gotten very psychedelic and insane? If I had written it, it would have gotten very psychedelic and insane.
Yeah.
But, and I think that you know, to me, the Holy Guardian Angel at the end is a little bit silly. But it's not something that's so easy to portray either. You know, like,
it would have been better, even if it would have just been a light. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no.
Even if I think if it would have just been a light, sometimes you don't have to see something sometimes that spoils it. And I would rather have just her come into this bright, radiant room and said, "You're so beautiful," and then not seen a CGI angel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that was, it's, you know, you don't want to see the demon, you don't want to see the monster in movies, because then it spoils it. Jason wears a mask. I think, I don't know. I don't really do those horror slasher films, but they wear a mask because that's scary.
Sure.
In Nightmare on Elm Street, you don't get to see a lot of Freddy Krueger until you actually see him. You see a shadow, you see a glimpse. And I feel like that is more powerful than, oh, it's 2016 and I can digitally create an angel.
I don't know. I like the weirdness of him, that the unreality of him. I wasn't thinking, oh, this is CGI, just like, this is definitively not human. This is definitively the movement of it, the lighting of it. So I didn't mind him. Or whatever the quote is. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind that.
I actually wish that it had been more scary. Like, I'm waiting for the film that shows, because some of the descriptions of the angels are terrifying, especially when you get into the cherubim and the seraphim. They're terrifying. And so I always want to see some kind of adaptation of that on the screen. I've tried to write it too, but that unfortunately never got made. But yeah, I want them to be, I don't want them to be beautiful. I want them to be awe-inspiring and terrifying and overwhelming. And, maybe Richard's right. Like, what we can imagine is so much worse than what we can actually show.
And you
I
kind
feel
of
like if I could rewrite this and take it from I didn't mind it to like wands all the way up, I think there would have been no angel to me. I think that I feel like I wish that she had gone into, like, made a deal with the devil, like, go with the demons and get your revenge again, because the forgiveness part is what took me out. Not even the CGI angel, it was the forgiveness part. Because you know what, like, as someone who's been through trauma, the most toxic thing that people can tell me, when I'm dealing with that or going through that, is that I have to let go and I have to forgive what happened to me. And that's not my responsibility, for one. Like, that's not just, forgiveness to me as a concept, yes, is great, because like, you can, if you're trying to repair something, forgiveness is important. But if you're not trying to repair something, if something just is, that's not that person's responsibility. That's not her kid was murdered. That's not her responsibility to carry forgiveness,
But
or whatever, to move forward like that. Like, that to me feels, and I think it just strikes a chord because of how I've experienced it in my life being presented to me. But that's not like that's okay, great. Like, it just feels like it had such, it was like a runaway train in the best way. It was like it was going full steam ahead, and then it just ran off the tracks there with
from
that.
like a story structure point of view, the way they probably would have had to do that though is to sort of have her, like, give the middle finger to the angel when she gets in front of him, because like
A ring finger.
I would have been out of my seat had that happened. Like, I would have been throwing my computer that I watched it on across the room to be like, yes, get it. Like, that would have been great for me.
And then she would have, she would have had to walk back down the stairs and just be like, I'll be with the demons but I want that revenge,
Like,
so,
take
like,
all of.
But I think also there was one line that was kind of hidden in there too, where she says, where he's like, "Mommy, where were you? Were you with that man?" And so she was late to pick him up when he got snatched and murdered. So ultimately, it was her fault. Yeah,
I totally missed that.
yeah. It's
like,
no, I thought that too.
Go into that enough, like, because don't they say that he was taken by occultists? And
yeah, but she was late picking him up because she was off having it off with some guy. And so Yeah, it's in there. It's
her
in there.
Yeah, no, I
But
caught that too. And I also think it would have been more impactful if you're going to go through all this forgiveness stuff. It would have been more impactful to have more character development. What is she forgiving? Who is she forgiving?
Yeah.
Like
Herself,
you're just
ultimately.
getting the power of forgiveness. Well, we all have that already.
Yeah.
Like
It's a little cheap, right?
yeah, like are we forgiving you? Are you giving or getting the power to forgive yourself for that? Like, okay, I guess so. Are you forgiving whoever did this? But like we tease that this happened during an occult ritual. Okay, well, what happened and who took part in that? Because then it almost led into like and then it shut it down when he was like, oh, you don't think it was me? Was it? Did he die? Did she get her? Like there was no answers.
Yeah, that was weird when he's like, you don't think it was me? I was like, huh? Are we going there? Like, and yeah, I don't know. There was, and they started doing flashbacks too. There were like a few of her dream at the beach, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, they're going to show flashbacks. They're going to like clear this up for us. And then they kind of dropped that. And so it was, and then yeah, it just kind of became the, all right, power of forgiveness, you know, whereas you wanted like a little bit more complexity. And that's what I felt like from this whole movie. I just wanted it to go deeper. I wanted the characters to go deeper. I wanted the story to go deeper. Just give us a little more information and like let the reins go of who these people are and like really let them go feral, because you would go feral if you were in a house like that for months with a stranger, you know, only like crazy time.
And like his body got dragged away after she went back in the house. For what reason? Why did we see that?
They were
Like,
hungry.
You know, I just
it's the zombies.
No, but then have there be like have it be more about that. Like there was so many intriguing pieces. It was like being led through a maze and like hitting dead ends every time. And I was following it the whole time down every one of them. And then it just never, I don't know.
Yeah, I can also though see the production note of like, oh, we need another jump scare here. Oh, we need a horror scare here. We need one every 10 pages. You know, like
yeah, well, you're traumatized, Scarlet.
I know.
You're traumatized by film executives.
That is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a note that you get all the time. Like you know, like it either has to have a narrative kill structure or you have to have some kind of horror beat every 12 to 15 pages. You know, so I can just see the conversation of like, oh, guess what? We have an opportunity here. So like, let's put this in. But I agree with you, you know, and I love that ending. Like if she had been like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, bye, deuces, I'm out.
That would have been perfection.
Mm-hmm.
I think this film had a big bend towards towards Christianity. Like in Christianity, that's the whole focus is, oh, I forgive you and it's okay and everything is fine now and Jesus paid the price and it's okay and no matter what was done, it's okay because I forgive you because Jesus forgave me. To me, that was really offensive because sometimes your revenge, your hatred, your drive can actually be holy. It can be good. Even where I'm not a Christian, the Bible says to be angry and sin not. Anger can be a powerful tool. Mm-hmm. I have no desire to forgive people who will not make amends and will go on to hurt other people. I have no desire to forgive them. And I agree. I would have given my middle finger to that angelic angelic being, and I would have walked out. Also, I would have thought that I was probably on something. I would have thought that, okay, I am really delusional at this point. Woo. I don't think I would have thought it worked. I think I would have just thought I was crazy.
Mm-hmm. I also think if she had done that, like if she had, you know, given the old heave ho to the guardian angel and then gone back down with the demons and joined the demons, great. I feel like that would have led more credence than what happened to the fact that she was a grieving mother, or that she felt guilt because she was sacrificing herself for whatever vengeance she felt like she owed for her child. So that to me would have been more powerful than La Forgiveness Land.
I think the demon version of her son, you know, where I know it's not him, but it's close enough, and I'm gonna be, you know, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, also,
And that I
think
can get behind.
I think story-wise, they needed to make a decision about whether her motivator was guilt or whether it was grief, and they kind of play with both. And if they had decided it was one or the other, then a lot of things would have been more clear.
Why it didn't bother me, the forgiveness, because I saw it kind of a combination of the forgiving herself and the grief. And if it was me, and I might have done many of things like trying to hold it together, if I wanted this thing so bad, trying to hold it together as well as she did, I wouldn't have gone off as long as I could have. But at the end, I personally felt relief. It's like, okay, she forgives herself more than anything else. So I don't know. I think it would have been fun to flip off, go down with the demons, but I don't know. I like this one.
And it's okay to forgive oneself. And I think that's in magic. I think it's important that you can't keep blaming yourself for something that you might have done, but you take responsibility for it. And you say, I did that. It was my own stupid fault. I cannot carry this grief any longer. And I do agree with that part of forgiveness. But that goes back to my idea of taking care of the self. But when she adds that she wants to forgive others, that just turned my stomach.
Because what does she say? The power.
Well, she says that she wants to learn how to forgive.
Yeah.
Which, it's a little convoluted. Like, pick one, right?
But also, now that you've hired a stranger and paid them money that they will never use because you involved them in a ritual and then lied to them about it, and then did all of this stuff in the name of vengeance for your dead kid, and then they died. Maybe we take just a little bit of a look in the mirror, and like, that's not the thing that we need to be doing. Like, it's just.
She also drowned him in the pond.
Basically, like, right, but like, also he asked her 16,000 times, like, it's gonna be this crazy thing. Like, I don't know. It was confusing. It had such potential. All the potential was right there, and it would have been. I feel like there was a few different things that they could have done to have made it be epic. And I'm
definitely more confused now than I was when we started talking.
I'm all confused. No, we don't even know if we like it or not. No, I still like the performances. I like the flawed characters. I kind of like that it didn't get overplayed. Just for me, I just bought it all. So, and again, are you guys in the chat room? We want to know what you guys think too. Do we have any quotes, Miss Courtney, on this?
Yes, I have two. I wrote them down. They were having a conversation about like the type of magic or whatever. And he said, "We're not trying to hurt anyone, but we're doing dark things." And she said, "And would you do black magic?" And he said, "There's no point in going to the fairground if you don't go on any of the rides." And I feel like that's the t-shirt for this week, with like a little Ferris wheel with a pentagram on it, because I go on those rides. And then one I thought was pretty poignant. He said, "Science describes the least of things, the least of what something is. Religion, magic, bows to the endless in everything." And I think that therein is, sums it up. That's magic.
That was a
good quote. Really good
quote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is anybody being Jason today? Do we have a Mankey movie moment? We're going to be Mankey movie momentless, I guess. I wouldn't even know how to do it, especially on this film. I wouldn't know how to do a Mankey movie moment at all. So I guess we could have all sorts of great discussions. We could celebrate Scarlett's birthday, but I guess the first thing we actually have to do is we have to rate this film. So everybody grab a wand or grab something, blade.
I don't do forgiveness, so I'm back with this.
Oh, torture device.
For anyone that has not been here, this is an antique urethra dilator, so you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait till you write movies, Courtney.
Oh, it'll be fun.
All right. Okay. Up, halfway, and yours is almost completely down, but not completely down, Richard-Lael.
I like the set.
Okay.
It
I
looks
really
good.
like the set. I would be so happy to live for 6 months in that house. That's paradise.
I would die. I would be as claustrophobic as I felt watching the whole movie. I would die. Okay, Kevin says halfway. Tom says way up, way up. Robert, neutral. Wand is neutral. Yes, that is my doll. Those are my dolls. Everybody keeps pointing Are they winking? Are they moving? They do.
They better not be, or else
They're not angels. They're not demons. They're dolls.
I'll be not forgiving that. So,
yeah, the doll behind me. This one actually was given to me by Heather because she thought it was me. Isn't she pretty? She is me. So,
Looks like you.
the one in burgundy is the one you watch out for. So wands up, wands up, wands halfway up. I'm believing we have a lot more wands up on this specific film than wands down, and I don't think we have a single complete down. So it must have.
We just got
Good
one.
Lady Silver. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down then.
Not even down. Okay, so we have it one complete down. Oh, Velvet Lauren. Okay, the downs are coming in. So it's still the ones up have it a little bit more. There's ones up for a movie that would have been better if the writer had spent more than 20 minutes working on it.
Oh, I can tell you they spent more than 20 minutes working on it.
I think that they spent more than 20 minutes working on it.
Yeah.
I do too. And she's a movie writer, so she knows. These two girls on the bottom, they're movie writers. They know. So okay. Wands wherever you want. A Dark Song, if you didn't see it, I don't know if we're going to encourage you to watch it or not watch it with that particular presentation of it, but I recommend it. If you
I would still say it wasn't my favorite thing on earth, but I would still watch it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth watching. It's an interesting film, and it's an interesting magical film. You know, whether it's accurate or not, and it draws you in. It's beautiful. You know, like I love they use a lighting that goes back to a horror maestro, and I just blanked his name, but I know where they're pulling from, and they do it in perfection. Yeah. So I don't think, yes, there are problems with it. It could have been better. But I also think for somebody's like first or second film that it's pretty good.
And Tom says watch it.
Yeah, and with the fact that all of my critiques here tonight and my dislike for the ending, it's still past the ADHD test. I still paid attention for more than halfway before I checked to see what I was doing. So if that's not a reason to go watch it, I don't know what else is.
How far did you get into Ouija Shark before it?
Oh, please. 7 seconds. I was like, I'm never tearing my eyes away from the screen. I immediately rewatched Ouija Shark. I was rewinding Ouija Shark while I was watching it, and then still continuing to watch it.
Scarlet, did they steal Ghost Shark from us?
Yeah, I think
Scarlet.
There is also Ghost Shark.
Well, I guess nothing's not been done, huh?
No, they've got 3 Ghost Sharks. It's already been done, and then they did Ouija Shark. You know, we're gonna need a bigger board.
Yeah, and it's literally basically. Do you know about Shark Exorcist? Let me go off on this tangent to a new audience. Shark Exorcist, quick synopsis. Ouija board floats, like just washes up on shore. No, is this Ouija Shark? No, it's not. Swimmer swims out to sea. Shark bites the swimmer, kills the swimmer. Some weird mystical thing happens. Then they go out and they kill the shark. The shark's spirit exits the shark, comes ashore, and starts possessing people who grow teeth and start biting. And then they have to call the Shark Exorcist. You're going to tell me that shouldn't work? There it is.
Satan has jaws. There you go.
Obviously.
Scarlet, we got to go back to the drawing board.
This is my favorite genre of movie.
I was so sad when I was like, we're going to make Ghost Shark. It's going to be great. And then to find out that 3 of them had already been made, it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're gonna make any kind of shark horror movie, and you have like, if your ghost shark is not going to be a plush shark that's see-through on screen floating through the woods, it's not worth watching. So take that into consideration from the biggest fan of the genre. Come to me, I'll tell you all the ways.
So what do you think is the best one of the genre?
Ouija Shark 2, actually, so far.
There's a two.
Because
Or is
Ouija
it
Shark,
two?
they're in the woods. It's so crazy. It's so stupid. But then immediately when I was done watching Ouija Shark 1, I watched Ouija Shark 2, and they go to hell, and they're in hell. And the one guy is like replayed on the screen as like different demons. It is just a cinematic treasure,
Wow.
honestly. Yeah.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, the shark movie they could only afford local parks and sets. That's Velocipaster, my close personal friend that I got a cameo of for my birthday. The Velocipaster. They had one park that was the set for everything, including China and Vietnam War flashbacks, and for no reason, because why were there those in Velocipaster? It's insane. Also, the dark park that the hooker had to walk through and was attacked, and then also just random running through the woods. So the same person's backyard was used for all of that. Another tool to elevate your film in this genre.
Did you say Velocipaster?
Do you not know about Velocipaster?
No, guys. This is a.
You missed the good ones, Adria.
They're coming out with Velocipaster 2. It's been crowdfunded. Basically, a priest wearing a literal Walmart priest outfit. It ties in the back. Okay,
Cool.
You see
I'm
it.
in.
Comes out of the church and sees his parents across the street, waves at them, "Hi mom, hi dad," and then it cuts to them and they're like, "Hi son," and then it cuts back to him, and then you hear sounds of like a horrific car crash, and he's like, and then it cuts back, and it literally is just the empty street with a parked car, and then on the screen says, "Insert car accident VFX here," and therein is that. So then he like abandons his religion because he can't understand, and then he goes to China where he gets stabbed in the hand with a Velociraptor claw, and then becomes the Velocipaster. So then there he is. Then he has to fight ninjas for no reason, because why? And then he rescues a hooker as the Velocipaster, and then she goes out and they're like a crime fighting duo where they find all the bad guys, and then at the end is the full reveal of the full, because you just every so often see like a rubber claw or like a gnashing like whatever, but at the end in someone's backyard is a full-blown paper mache. Someone took 10 minutes and made it and like slapped some green paint on it, Velociraptor costume.
I can't wait to check that out. I noticed somebody in the comments just wrote, do a shark movie in space, and I'd like to let you know that was the pitch for Alien.
Yeah.
Jaws in space.
Wow.
There's Ouija Shark. Yeah, they have to go. It's Ouija Shark versus Croc something. Croc something. I don't know.
And it makes Sharknado sound like old news.
Sharknado. The Sharknado theme song is on my playlist. It gets played all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So this is literally like, do not get me
logging on
going,
to hear about a dark song. We're gonna be like, why are we talking about Velocipaster?
because every time I have an opportunity to talk about Velocipaster, I bring it up. That's why. And any of these movies, I bring it up.
Next time we'll tell
And
you.
you need to know the most powerful protection spell of all time. It's the Mystic Shield.
Desist.
That's what they do. They do Mystic Shield, and that's how they block the energy of the Ouija Shark.
Oh, okay.
Should we do a Shark Week special? Yes. Shark Week, please. Shark Week used to be in August for my birthday, so it felt like it was for me every year. And then obviously I will do whatever. Like, let's watch all of them because I don't know. But in Ouija Shark, there was actual magic performed.
Wow. Maybe hopefully I can come back in August and watch one of these cinematic gems with you guys.
Please do. They're excellent. And they deserve all the awards.
So I know it's not Ouija Shark because we've done that. Do we know what next week's film is? Is anybody here?
It's Little Nicky.
Oh, Little Nicky, because it's Jenny C. Bell. We have Jenny C. Bell. You guys will all recognize her coming in. Another witch, indeed, coming in, and we're doing Little Nicky. I don't know what year it's from, but I guess we'll find it. There's probably only one Little Nicky out there, right?
And I will tell you from now, I will not be watching it because I've seen it, and that was enough. So you might know how I'm going to vote next week.
Okay. Wands down for Richard-Lael. So, but watch it anyway. Watch it anyway. So I'll probably like it. There you go. So, all right. Before we go, we have a few minutes left. Anybody have anything fun coming up? Adria.
I am in the process of developing a cop vampire procedural for Fox, which is really exciting. And I'm
What?
It's a vampire procedural with a cop vampire team. And my girl is actually she's a Christian vampire and she refuses to kill. And it's a silly, she's sort of like Elle Woods, if Elle Woods were turned into a vampire, and her partner's a very jaded Southern cop, and it's a really fun procedural, and I'm working on that, and that's kind of my life right now. So I don't know. Also Scarlett's birthday on Saturday night, party, and yeah, that's about it. Just right.
Thank you very much. Moving over to the birthday girl, Scarlett.
I'm mainly just writing right now. I'm going to be doing a big thing in the desert, but that's not till Halloween. And I'm mainly working on a couple of different scripts right now, and I'm pitching for another music video. So that's about it. Yeah.
You do good music videos.
Thank you.
Thank you. Courtney.
I will be furiously stalking the internet for information about the cop vampire procedural. That's what I will be doing.
I'm working on it.
Please, please let's
hoping to get it greenlit next year. I'm trying.
Send me all of the information, all of the updates. I'm now officially living to watch that. So
amazing! I'll send this video to our executives over at.
Please do, because greenlight that.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard-Lael.
I am really easy to find. I am thegentlemanpsychic.com. I don't have anything major coming up, but I've always got something. But you can come here and get readings. I always find time for people. You can get me here, or you can get me down in some of the shops. It's better when you're here because you get to tour my claustrophobic mansion.
Beautiful, much more beautiful than the one in Wales.
Let's spend 2 days there and try to summon a demon, Richard-Lael.
You know what? We can try. I do have a guest room, and the people on the internet say that they want to remove all the scary things from it, which is literally my portrait. I'm not kidding. But my portrait.
Yeah, let's do a scared and get scarier and live stream that.
Okay. Thank
See?
you.
There's my face.
Oh.
That's the thing they want me.
That's how you can sleep with them. Okay, this weekend though, I'm going to be very sad to miss Scarlett's birthday. I'm going to be in Vegas. It is Vegas Vampire Weekend. Sin for the Sinners. We've got a great big ball on Saturday night. I'm doing a seance just before that Saturday. We have a VIV, very important vampire, on Friday. So come on down. There's still time. And I'm really excited. Mid-month, I'm going to be at Penhurst Paracon. It's a big one. Everybody from the paranormal community is there. And I just found, and I'm doing the celebrity ghost hunts, which means I'm going to be locked in a freezing basement of an asylum alone, scared and freezing for days on end. But I just found out I'm also doing a panel with Jay Wasley, who I work with on Ghost Adventures. And this is the first time they've given me a panel. So it's like I'm moving up with the big kids. So I'm really excited. But go to all of you guys, like us and follow us. Go to pattinegri.com. Follow them on their websites, on their everything. Like us here. Tell your friends about our YouTube page. We have Witches Movie Coven also on Instagram. Go to Mystery Control, wear us, our panties, our socks, bro shoes for Jason, cloaks with, we really have a lot of really cool, weird stuff, jewelry. So that's it. It is that time. Mystery Control. Yep. It is a one-stop online, beautiful jewelry, dragons, everything. So every time I ask if under the influence of something, even if I'm sober, how do I respond? Just say yes. Just say yes. Yes, you are on something. You are on
Fight him. Or check out last week for tips about a meat grinder.
Yes. So this movie today could have ended in a meat grinder.
I wish that it had.
Okay, no. Next week we've got it. We have It Is That Time. It Is That More. We have one more thing to do, and I really do hope everyone in the chat room is joining us, because what do witches do? Witches cackle. 1, 2, 3.